Hello, young man. I'm here to talk to you about something that I believe is essential for all of us to understand and overcome: the destructive power of perfectionism. As someone who has spent his entire life striving for excellence, I know firsthand the weight of expectation that comes with trying to be perfect. But I've also learned that it's precisely this pursuit of perfection that can hold us back from truly achieving our goals and living our best lives. Perfectionism is a trap, my friend. It's a never-ending cycle of self-doubt and criticism, where we constantly feel like we're not good enough, no matter how hard we try. And it's a cycle that can be devastating, leading to anxiety, depression, and a lack of fulfillment. But I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. There is a way to break free from the grip of perfectionism and find a more balanced, more realistic, and more fulfilling approach to life. For me, the journey to overcoming perfectionism began with a simple realization: that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect. In fact, it's more than okay. It's necessary. Because when we allow ourselves to make mistakes, we open ourselves up to learning, growth, and improvement. We begin to see that mistakes are not failures, but rather opportunities for growth and development. But this is easier said than done, I know. As someone who has spent his entire life striving for perfection, I know how hard it can be to let go of the need for control and precision. I know how hard it can be to accept that we're not perfect, and that we never will be. But I also know that it's precisely this acceptance that sets us free. So, how do we overcome perfectionism? How do we break free from the cycle of self-doubt and criticism, and find a more balanced approach to life? The answer is simple: by practicing self-compassion. By treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and patience, we begin to see that we're not defined by our mistakes. We begin to see that we're not defined by our flaws. We begin to see that we're human beings, deserving of love, respect, and compassion, regardless of our imperfections. But self-compassion is not just about being nice to ourselves. It's about being realistic. It's about recognizing that we're not perfect, and that we never will be. It's about recognizing that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process, and that they're essential for growth and development. And it's about recognizing that our worth and value as human beings are not defined by our achievements or our mistakes, but by our inherent worth and dignity as individuals. So, how do we practice self-compassion? How do we treat ourselves with kindness, understanding, and patience? The answer is simple: by being gentle with ourselves, by being gentle with our mistakes, and by being gentle with our flaws. By recognizing that we're doing the best we can with the resources we have, and that that's good enough. By recognizing that we're not alone, and that we're all in this together. And by recognizing that our worth and value as human beings are not defined by our achievements or our mistakes, but by our inherent worth and dignity as individuals. But perfectionism is not just about ourselves. It's also about how we relate to others. It's about how we treat others and how we expect them to treat us. It's about how we communicate and how we set boundaries. And it's about how we navigate conflict and how we resolve disagreements. When we're perfectionistic, we tend to expect perfection from others. We tend to expect them to be flawless, to be error-free, and to be perfect in every way. And when they're not, we tend to get frustrated, angry, and disappointed. But this is not only unrealistic, it's also unfair. Because when we expect perfection from others, we're essentially saying that they're not good enough, just as they are. We're essentially saying that they need to be more, do more, and achieve more in order to be worthy of our love, respect, and approval. And this is not only damaging to others, it's also damaging to ourselves. Because when we expect perfection from others, we're also expecting it from ourselves. We're also expecting ourselves to be flawless, to be error-free, and to be perfect in every way. So, how do we overcome this? How do we break free from the expectation of perfection and find a more realistic and compassionate approach to relationships? The answer is simple: by practicing empathy, by putting ourselves in other people's shoes, and by trying to see things from their perspective. By recognizing that everyone makes mistakes, and that everyone has flaws. And by recognizing that everyone is doing the best they can with the resources they have, and that that's good enough. But empathy is not just about understanding others. It's also about understanding ourselves. It's about recognizing our own flaws, our own mistakes, and our own limitations. It's about recognizing that we're not perfect, and that we never will be. And it's about recognizing that our worth and value as human beings are not defined by our achievements or our mistakes, but by our inherent worth and dignity as individuals. So, my friend, I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want to challenge you to let go of the need for perfection. I want to challenge you to practice self-compassion and to treat yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience. I want to challenge you to be gentle with your mistakes and to be gentle with your flaws. And I want to challenge you to expect imperfection from others and to practice empathy and compassion in all of your relationships. Because when we do, we'll find that we're more at peace. We'll find that we're more confident, and we'll find that we're more fulfilled. We'll find that we're living a more authentic, more meaningful, and more purposeful life. And we'll find that we're more connected to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us. And if you're struggling with perfectionism, I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that there is help available, and that there is hope for a more balanced, more realistic, and more fulfilling approach to life. You can start by seeking out therapy, counseling, or coaching. You can start by reading books, articles, and blogs on the topic of perfectionism and self-compassion. And you can start by joining a community of like-minded individuals who are also struggling with perfectionism and seeking support and guidance. Remember, my friend, that overcoming perfectionism is a journey, not a destination. It's a process of growth, development, and transformation. And it's a process that takes time, effort, and patience. But I promise you, it's worth it. Because when we let go of the need for perfection, we open ourselves up to a world of possibility, creativity, and joy. So, my friend, I want to leave you with a final thought today. I want to leave you with the idea that you are enough. Just as you are enough. With all of your flaws, mistakes, and imperfections, you are enough. Because you are human, and because you are worthy of love, respect, and compassion. And you are enough, because you are doing the best you can, with the resources you have, and that's good enough. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account. Link on description. See you soon, friend.